So the first thing I want to do is give him his neck guards, and the best way to do that is with actually primitive. So we're going to look at this cylinder right here. This is a pre-built cylinder. This is basically, these versions are what the initialize, there we go. I'm sorry, the ZBrush looks at as primitives. They're predefined stuff, and one of the things that they're predefined to do is take this inner radius and pull it out, so we can actually have a tube, which makes sense. And then if we go back to the side and we push Shift P so we can see the side of it, we can also see right here there's a taper, so we can taper it in, right? And then we can always, scale it, go to our move tool and scale it down. And basically I'm just going to try and get one of these to fit just right, because eventually I'm just going to throw it in there, and then we're going to scale it and get it all set up, and then dupe it. So we're going to move it into place, kind of get it all rotated, pull it up, get that taper just the way we want it. Obviously we need to make it wider, a little bit at least, and maybe even take that radius in. The problem with this is it wants to reset it, so I'm going to take it to 90, looks good. So I've got this back, and 1 second. Okay, so then I'm going to tilt it again, obviously. Oh, wait, I'm going to reset it because, if you remember right, no, I guess I did scale it, so let me reset. And if you don't remember how to do this, if we have this right here, we can push this button, and it'll center on the world, and then we just hold Alt and click here, and it'll center that right. So I'll scale this back down, and we'll rotate it a little bit. I can't do this once I get it into where the helmet is, because once you move something into a tool that's already, sorry, I'm looking at something here, that is already started to be divided and is a mesh, then it'll turn this to a mesh. So we got to kind of live with what we have and get it really close to what we like. Okay, then I'm going to go to M, or I'm going to go to W. Or not. Okay, and then I'm going to take this tool and I'm going to come back to what we just worked on here, which is not this one, it's this one. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to ignore this because we knew that I had to move things around to make it work. And then I'm going to import. And one thing we can do is we can push this little button and then push this little button. Put these in these folders. This is still in 8, and if I do the yeah, I mean, I never like these things, so folders are cool, but those are kind of weird. You're supposed to collapse them, but then even when you collapse them, they're weird. Anyway, so I'm going to take this, put this, and say insert, and I'm going to come to that cylinder we made right here and import it in. And now, if I divide it, I should get something. And you know what? I might want to do this. If I look at this object, it's got, here, let me make it solo here, do this. So one of the things that's a problem with this thing right here is that it doesn't have polygroups for whatever reason. So we're going to do a new tool for you to work with. These are all the polygroup options inside of here. These polygroups are, there are other ways to grab them instead of just doing the shake and stuff. Hold on. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. There. And that makes more sense. Okay, instead of just doing the select an area and then make it a polygroup with Control W, we get to come in here to normals. I'm going to change this normals to 30 and say group by normals. Basically, it's group by directions. I'm not going to do that. And let's see what it got. See, now I got a new normal down here and all 3 normals. So that makes my life a little bit easier, because now I can come in here and say, back to my geometry, and come in here and say crease polygroup. And now when I divide it a couple times just to get some smoothness out of here, I can get that pretty easily. Now I'm going to pull that stuff back up right there, and then I'm going to take my brush and go to the move tool or not, go to the move tool area. And I'm not looking for perfection, I'm just kind of getting an idea of what I want. Probably could have made it a little bit thinner, and we still can. I don't think it's got symmetry on. I'm not super worried about it because we're going to eventually just mirror it anyway, but let's get it kind of close. And you really want to do this at the lowest subdivision, come to think of it, because let me take this back down, because it makes it easier to grab and get things just right. I'm just gonna edge it up here just so, and that's interesting. You know what? Let's do this. Let's use our new tool again. Okay. So first off, I need to move this to the right position. Then I'm going to scale it. Like that. Okay. I'm going to pull it back down. Maybe rotate a little bit. So this is all that kind of stuff. So let me take a few minutes and do that. I'm going to use the FFD, or I'm sorry, the deformer modifier. And the problem with deformers, you can't do it with those on. That's fine. I'm going to delete the higher for now. I'm going to go here and do that, and then I'll speed through this, and you'll get to see what I'm talking about. I'm just going to pull it in like that. Yeah, that's good enough. Sure. Okay, so we'll just say accept. And now we can cut it out. We can just cut this whole thing out real quick if you want to get that out of your way. To do that, we're going to come back to our original Boolean up here, come to this one, and find our bullet that we were talking about with Robert the other day. And we're going to come back to here, have that bullet selected, say insert, and then put in one thing I noticed is I put a bigger curve on the last one, and I like that. I'm going to come here, do that one more time, deformer, just pull this curve down. Maybe this up. When they're all one big thing, it's a little bit easier too. I remember now. Okay, so we got that. We'll come back in here to the deformer, say accept, and I think, let me see something. Yeah. Delete, and that doesn't change what you just did, it just changes that part. Okay, so we have this. Now we're going to, like I said, import, and I don't know, okay, yeah, import this one. So we're going to say insert, and then we're going to grab this one, which you can see is that same slug. We just need to move it up a little bit, like that. Probably because it doesn't match exactly anymore. Let's hide this real quick. Like this. And move this forward a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and Control W this so it's on one level. Okay. Then I can unhide these again. And I can duplicate this. So I'll take this and go Control Shift D because I'm probably going to use it again. So I might as well just have it here. Hide this and change this to negative and make it taller. And hide this one. Turn off that, and there we go. And then when we put this back in, it should be at least laid out nice. Just some other problems. That's fine. We can do that with the FFT. That's a great thing about the deformer. That's a great thing about it. So we're going to say live Boolean. We're going to come down here to Boolean. We're going to say make Boolean mesh. It's going to drop it over here. We're going to grab this one again. We're going to hide it. And I always forget this doesn't actually delete. So we'll delete this one too. We're going to insert the one we just made.